Abovan's tips, Abovan's tips. It's time for one of Abovan's tips for Final Fantasy XIV. One-time passwords. Let's talk about your Square Enix account security. Now, this may seem like a very boring topic, and that hacked accounts only happen to other people. Let me tell you, it can happen to you. The responsibility for protecting your account is on you. And even the game itself incentivizes you by giving you a pretty big in-game benefit for using the one-time password. So, let's take a minute. Let's talk about your account, how to secure it, and what rewards you will get for securing your own accounts. When you log in, you will need to enter your username and password. But there's also a third field that is optional, the one-time password field. This is for the one-time password, which is better known as two-factor authentication. This is a 6-digit rolling number sequence that you need to use to log in addition to your username and password. This protects your account from unauthorized access and from the baddies that want to steal your stuff, steal your gil, delete your characters, running botnets from your account, and many other bad things. So obviously this is bad, but you can help prevent that from happening by activating the one-time password on your account. The best part is there's no cost to do this when you're using a software-based token, either on your phone or an app on your desktop. If you have a two-factor program such as Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, or Authy, which is my personal preference, you can use that to manage your security key. Square Enix also offers up their own free security key app as well, but you do have to have a retail account of either Final Fantasy XI or XIV for this to work. If you're on the Final Fantasy XIV free trial, you can still use the one-time password by using either the physical key or by using one of the software-based tokens such as the Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, or Authy. The hardware token is a small key fob that has an LCD screen to display the 6-digit code. It can be ordered from the Square Enix store, and at the time of this video's writing, costs about $15 US. There will be links to all of these apps and the hardware tokens in the description down below. Any one of these apps or hardware token can be used for both trials and subscribed accounts, but we'll be using the Google Authenticator for the purposes of this video. This process to enable one-time passwords is nearly identical on the PC and the PlayStation. So let's begin by starting up the game client. On the top row, there's a link to the lodestone. So go ahead and select that, and it will open up your web browser on your computer or the web browser on the PlayStation. To set up your one-time password, go to the lodestone, and in the upper right banner, there is an icon for the log station. Go ahead and select that, and then log in into the account management using your existing username and password. The navigation of the lodestone has changed recently, but this demonstration is current as of June 2022. If you're watching this in the future, then there may be some slight changes. On the left, scroll down to where you see Square Enix account settings. And under that heading, you will find a link to the one-time password. Go ahead and select that. Now, scroll down a bit to see the types of security keys that you could use. Select the type of security key that you want to set up. We're going to be using the Google Authenticator, so we are going to click on the software authentication option. Here, we can see our account name and that we're not registered for a one-time password yet. Click on the software authenticator registration to continue. After a quick moment, the QR code that we will need to scan will appear. This is where we start up the Google Authenticator app on our mobile phone. Once you're in the app, touch the Get Started button and then the Scan a QR code option to add your first account to the app. If you already have other accounts configured, click on the plus sign in the lower right corner to add a new account to Google Authenticator. Point the camera of your mobile phone towards your screen and scan the QR code. It should pick up automatically. Our phone is now displaying the 6-digit code we need to log in. This number will change about every 60 seconds. Back on our web browser, click on the Next button to verify the scan. It will then ask you for the code that is currently displayed in Google Authenticator. Enter that code and hit Next once again. We can now see the confirmation page that we have successfully configured our one-time password and that we will need it to log back into the game or do any account management. Clicking on the Done button will kick us back to the account login page where we want to log in again. Once we do enter our credentials, it will then ask us for the one-time password on the next screen. Refer to the code on your mobile device and enter that code to complete the login. Now that we are back into account management, we can see the security token is registered. But we have a new piece of data, the emergency removal password. This is important. Make a note of the emergency removal password now. If you find yourself in a situation where your phone breaks or you wipe your phone in preparation for a phone upgrade, you will need to use this removal password to remove the security key from your Square Enix account before you wipe your phone. I strongly recommend that you store the emergency removal password in a file in some sort of online or cloud-based storage, such as Dropbox, Google Drive, or OneDrive. Now, let's go back to the game client and try to log in. You will need your username and password like normal, but now we will also need the one-time password that is displayed on your mobile device. Once you're logged back into the game, head to an Aetheryte Crystal for a nice little surprise for going through all this work of securing your account. You will see a new option at the crystal saying Register Free Destination. Selecting this will make this crystal free for you to teleport to. No strings attached, no cost. There's also no cooldown either, so it's even more flexible than using Return. So not only do you get the security benefit for using the one-time password, but you also get an in-game benefit of a free teleport of any Aetheryte crystal in Eorzea of your choosing. Nice! So I highly recommend getting your account secured with the one-time password, and I recommend it to all Final Fantasy XIV players. It safeguards your account from any sort of shenanigans that may come about, and you get a free in-game benefit just for using the feature. Thank you for watching. If this video was useful to you or a friend, please consider hitting that like button or subscribing to see future content about Final Fantasy XIV. Again, I thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you again in our next Final Fantasy XIV tip.